Softies! Welcome to a brand new episode of Entrepreneurs. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Tamika.
Hi, y'all.
Hi!
I'm here.
Yes! And you guys know that we are live at Live Hip Hop Daily each and every Thursday at 7. And today we are talking about being an African American content creator, especially in this space and time. A lot of people are making content. You've been making content, but it's been on a more physical stage. You just started making like a more digital version because you have your podcast and you have a lot of stuff going on. So we have a lot of things to get into. This is an award-winning writer here, novelist. Okay. What? A little something, 7 African American Literacy Awards.
Yes. Yep. I won
7.
Self-publisher author of the year. I've won like best anthology, best publisher, best book club, and then a couple more for writing.
What?
Yeah.
How did it feel to get awarded for something?
Ooh, so my first award I got literally 9 months when my first book came out.
Wow.
And it was in front of one of my idols, like someone I really admire, which is Eric Jerome Dickey.
Okay.
And for those who do not know, he's legendary in the urban fiction world. We recently lost him about 3 years ago.
Oh, no.
But meeting him, he was what inspired me to like write these type of stories, which is like Black love and drama and really kind of be relatable, like use my voice. And I got awarded my first, really big award in New York City in front of Eric Jerome Dickey. Wow. That's also where I got my first book deal too.
Really?
Yeah, I was doing it that year. I was hungry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to talk about it because a lot of us in this entrepreneur stage are hungry but have no idea where to go to eat. Like, we just walk around starving, looking for the buffet. Like, right, exactly. Because I'm hungry and I'm sorry. I needed a French fry. You had French fries, and I needed one.
But make sure before you grab that French fry ass. You got folks going and trying to eat on people's stuff.
That's very true. You didn't ask for nothing.
Rude.
No, so I'm like, okay, when you're in that hungry phase, the first thing that I want to know from you is what direction do you go in? Where do you go?
Well, to be honest, because we all are talented. This is why none of us look alike or sound alike for the most part. Like, we're literally 1 in a billion. So that means we all have a talent somewhere in us. But how do we monetize that is one thing, and who do we need to sell to? So you need to kind of visualize, well, who is my audience? Who are my people? What do they look like? Where are they going? And that's where you need to go.
So I always hear that. And then when you think about your audience, so a lot of people are like, oh, my friends are my audience. And then they find out very quickly, no, my friends are not my audience. They don't like or watch any of my shit. So I need another audience. So when people say find your audience, how'd you find yours?
Oh, I went where the people was at.
So okay, yeah, I like that.
You go where the people at. So, like, the thing about it is, which is how I got into producing like events. So, event production, like event series, is like super popular now. Like, everybody and mama trying to be an event producer
because
it's a quick lick for some people if you know how to do it right.
Yeah.
But I began to go where the people was at, and then create concepts to bring the people to me. Because I saw a bigger picture. And I also saw that there wasn't enough of us being celebrated and being put on bigger platforms. I wanted us to be on the billboards and on the cover of magazines. I wanted us to be on the center stage, because without the written word, you wouldn't have anything. You think about that. You don't have TV shows. You don't have songs. You don't have movies. Ooh. You don't. Then granted, you don't even have books until we actually write them. Yeah. Everything starts with the written word. So why are we on those platforms? And that's the reason why I started my work and my advocacy 15 years ago. And so, but for my own books, though, I knew that people love to go eat. I knew that people like music, and I knew they like to drink. So I'm gonna go over there. That's what I did.
I like that. That's very easy. That's very stuff that you were going to go do anyways. So
yes.
You were just there.
Yes, you go to the people. And then I always had my books in my trunk, because why not?
Right.
And then when there was music festivals, some type of large gathering, I had my book stand, book sign, and what's up? Y'all come.
Would you do it, like, would you go through the people who were doing it, or would you just set up a table?
No, often I would go through like the process. I'll give me a table. And then sometimes, like if I'm traveling up north, like New York, I would set up on the corner. And I'm a Texas girl, so we don't do that. First of all, we drive. Ain't nobody walking down the street. So we don't do that. Like literally, I had to connect with other writers in that space, and I would link up with them, and they would take me on the streets with them, hustle literally, and they'll tell me this how you do this. You walk up to people, yo, books. I got this book for you. Like it's $10. It's about yada.
Wow.
I knew how I got training on the streets of New York and Bronx. Shout out to books. It was Bronx in the Hood. That's where I was at.
Yes,
Like Bronx. It was called Bronx in the Hood was the bookstore, and I used to be on the corner selling my books, literally.
I like that. So okay, that's the scariest thing. Like for most of us, is to go out and tell people that we have something going on.
Why?
Right? Because I don't know. I had the same thing because when I first started, that was my biggest fear was going out and telling people that I had a podcast and that I wanted them to listen to
that's
it.
an internal thing.
Yeah, I got over that.
Yeah, that's
eventually.
literally trying to you have to build your confidence. And this is what I used to tell my children this. It's only one of you. Ain't you? I mean, look at you.
Yeah, I feel you.
What you mean?
Yeah, why wouldn't they buy a book from you?
Okay, because I'm me. I'm a hot commodity. Excuse me, what you mean?
I like
that.
So
I used to tell my children, don't ever let nobody disrespect you. It's only one of you. How dare you do that? Don't let anybody do you like that. Do you not know you the shit? Like, you the bomb. I'm telling my age right now.
You telling my inner self?
I'm just saying, come on, man. Let's keep it 100. Like, if there's something that you want, if there's something that your heart really desires, the only person that's going to keep you from actually experiencing that is you. Like, you can be around friends and family and things like that. You may even be with a partner that's not supporting you. Ultimately, it's your choice and your decision if you're going to do it or not. You can't sit there and say, well, okay, they don't want me to do it, or they're not supporting me. Well, I don't know. That's on you. Like, if you don't go out there and get you ain't want it. That's how I say. That's it.
That's true. Let me tell y'all.
I give tough love. Anybody got time for that?
I like it.
Honestly, if you are, if you are sad, right? Okay, what you need to do to get happy? What you need to get rid of? Let's identify what's
actually made me sad. Yeah.
If you want to get some money and you working a job that you don't like, so what you gonna do? Keep going in? Because it's paying your bills for today. Okay, cool. Well, then don't complain.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what you're going to do, rock out and do that. But please don't put out that negative energy. We got to deal with that. I don't want to do that.
I like that.
I don't want to receive that. I'm going to call you out. Don't do that.
You know what? You sound like those people who, you sound like that friend who the other friend goes to all the time where they're crying about that same man and you done told them, please stop coming to me. Like,
No. I don't do that. I always tell my friends, don't come to me if you don't want to hear it.
Okay, I like that.
Now, if you come to me, I'm going to let you hear because I love you. I got you. Like, because sometimes we can't see what we doing because it's us. So come holler at me. I'm going to tell you all of what you're doing. I'm going to set you straight. So that's why my kids ain't here. That's why they ain't sexy. Hey, y'all. Hey, my children. I love you.
Your mom does love you. She's amazing.
Yeah, y'all can come on back when you ready. When you ready to follow my lead and my way, I got you. But until then, you can go on over there.
I feel you. I understand that because at some point, you have to love yourself enough to want to thrive.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, it took me to. But I think when you say you want to start a business, I think that's like us saying that we want to be bigger than what we are, right?
Yes.
And then we have to go through this journey and this long twist and turn internal journey before we can actually start making business moves. And I think, like you said, it's finding that confidence.
It's finding that confidence, but don't think about the bigger picture. This is what get people set up for failure.
Okay, I never
You
heard
can't
that.
think about the bigger picture. You have to think about what you. So you understand what the end goal is, right? So let's go back to MapQuest days.
Okay,
So when you have to print out. Your
I remember that. I was there.
And for those that are young, okay.
Who
You
didn't have
got
no printer.
right.
Y'all
You
don't
got
even
the
have
digital.
printers.
You still got the digital version, right? But your directions tell you each step, each turn, one by one. They don't say and be like, all right, this is where you're going. And you got to figure it out.
Gotcha.
Like the map is going to tell you step by step how to get there. And it's going to tell you how long it takes you to get to the next turn, right?
Yeah.
If you really thought about, if I was going somewhere, it's going to take me 3 hours. Dang, man, I don't feel like doing this 3-hour drive. Like, I don't feel like, going this long, journey, yada, yada, yada. But I know, well, I got to hit this city first. And I got to hit this part first. And I got to do this next. If you really break down the steps and you only focus on those steps, you can actually get further versus thinking about the bigger picture. That can get you overwhelmed. Like, some people want to be a filmmaker. Okay, well, what you can do to become a filmmaker? Focus on that first step first. When you do that part, all right, what's next? All right, boom, you got that part, cool. Let's go to the next part. Before you know it, you about 10 steps in. You may got 54 more to go, but you're
at least
further.
10 steps in.
Yeah, you're further where you are when you started. And that's honestly how I just keep pushing, because I do a lot of producing. I do a lot of work. And if I really thought about, dang, I got to oh, Lord.
The process,
yeah,
you never do
quit.
it. I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring it all the way back then.
Okay.
How'd you get started? Because you're producing, you got books, you got all of that. But at some point, you was just a regular person hanging out with a dream. So how'd you get from that to this?
The crazy thing about it is, no, none of us are regular, right?
Okay.
None of us are regular until we begin to really step into what we are here for, is when we become even more extraordinary. But we're all uniquely created. This is why we're here. And there's a reason why we're here for the time being. We don't know how long either.
That's true.
So for me, I always knew I was going to be a writer. And I've been writing since I was like 8, 9 years old, since I can form sentences. Then when I was 12, I told my mother I was going to grow up and be a famous authoress. The reason why is because I saw a movie, How Stella Got Her Groove Back.
Okay.
Don't judge my mother. I was just 12.
I was about to say, now how you seen that?
Yeah, I was just 12.
You was in the back.
No, I was in the theater next to her. But I found out that it was a book first written by a black woman. And I was like,
wait.
wait a minute. A black woman did this? Oh, bet. I'm doing that too. That was my thought. I want to do that. Oh, I wish. No. I said, okay, cool, bet. Game on.
That's it.
I'm going to do it too.
Okay.
Because a black woman did it. I'm like, because, we in the 90s, and people used to make it feel like we couldn't do a lot.
Really around.
It really wasn't.
For real.
It was very far in between, really
I was about
popular
to say,
people.
Who was your person back then? Because I was like, we have Shonda Rhimes and stuff like that now, but it was none of that back then.
Yeah, it was, for me, it was Terry. Terry McMillan was the person that did it for me, and I followed her ever since.
Okay.
Ever since I was 12, I knew that I was going to do what she did, or even more. And I actually got to honor her.
Well, what?
At my award show. So I have AANBC Awards. So I do a lot. A lot of my work is about giving back to writers, because I dare to dream. And no one told me, oh, you good. Let me put you on. I said, oh, I'm good. I'm going to do it myself.
I like that.
So I have a saying is, if they're not going to put me in the room, fuck it. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to put myself in the room. So all these rooms that I built and I created, I said, all right, y'all come on over here. I got this person coming. They do this. I got this person over here. She a producer. She do that. She got a publishing company, or this a publicist. Oh, they a media company. That's all I do is build connections and put people together, because I love to do that. There's no other reason as to why.
Same thing. That's
I just like connecting the dots for people. So I say, I'm gonna put you in a room. What you do with that after the fact is up to you.
Yeah.
So, so my point was, I honored Ted McMillan. And and not just her, but I've honored other literary legends like Zane, Nikki Giovanni.
Do you know, I brought up Zane in the studio the other day, and no one knew who she was. And then I looked around and I saw everybody was under 25, and I was like,
that's why.
Oh, y'all don't understand. Zane Books had us in a chokehold. I remember being in middle school with Zane Books. For why? I don't know why we had
worse
that.
Than me.
No, but I was definitely in middle school with Zane Books, and we all used to pass them around like secrets, because I guess somebody got it from their aunt or something like that.
Of course.
And then we just passed the book around. We was like, it's some
Zane
crazy stuff happening in this.
She was that girl.
Yeah.
She dares to jump into a space that majority of, I think she's like the first black woman to really do something of that magnitude.
Really?
I don't know about I can't say the first erotic story, but of her magnitude to keep doing it.
Yeah, she had
became
a lot of books
super successful at it. I really admired that. So the people that I honor and I bring into this space to honor and to celebrate, it's because they have done something that I feel like is out of this world, out of this mind, something bigger than ourselves. And they open up the door. They said, I want to do this. And then that door was open. Like a Toni Morrison.
Yeah.
Toni, she had the ability, she brought in a new wave of black women writers and she put them into print. she didn't just put herself on, she put
That's true.
others on.
That's true.
These are the type of people we need to talk about. Like, what else? You can be great in your own right, but we could be so much better when we are putting each other on. Because they be trying to, we know who I'm talking about when we say they. But they be trying to keep us at the bottom when it comes to economic power.
Or even not even show. Or, thank you. And, or not even show us in a light other than stereotypical. I was saying this to somebody who wasn't from. So I went to Switzerland recently.
Okay.
And I was like the only black girl. So
okay.
Of course, when you're in Switzerland and you're the only black girl, they're gonna ask you all the black questions.
You definitely gonna stand out.
All the black questions. Oh, I was the only black girl for miles. The only other black girl that I saw, we saw each other in the streets, and we were like, "Hi."
I get it because I was recently in Iceland and doing a book signing of all.
Really? An Iceland book signing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And wasn't no sun. And then the people that were there, they were pale. Yes. And it's the cold started getting to my skin. That's why there's not a lot of us here. I can't do this. My melanin is cracking. I'm starting to look like the chocolate you sit out and get up. I'm not doing that. But I enjoy it. Yeah. I'm like, y'all got some special lotion out here for us? Like, what we doing? Because this ain't working. So but we have to go into these different spaces.
Yes, we do. Because the thing is, they kept saying, do they shoot around your home all the time? Do you live in the ghetto? Like, these are the questions that they asked me because they didn't know. So I was trying to be like, you're so ignorant that I want to punch you in the face, but I also want to educate you on the fact that everybody don't grow up with drive-bys, but some people do. So I didn't want to negate certain other people's experiences, but I said no, not me.
We gotta think about this too.
Okay.
We live in America, right?
Yeah.
And there is a certain type of image that America tries to project.
Yeah.
But we can't control the media that other countries are showing.
That's true.
A lot of people don't really like Americans like that. And we have shootings every week.
We do.
Other countries don't understand it, so
it
may have not been a black thing. It really
may
could
have
been an American thing.
Oh no, they thought Texas was like its own country. They were like, "Do people really have guns like that?" I was like, "Yes, I live in the South, and yes,
I'm
people
from Texas.
really have guns like that."
It's an open and carry state. It's the wild West.
I was about to say, my cousins from there. When I went there, I'd never seen open carry, but then I was like, "Yo, everybody!" I went in a restaurant, every single
everybody
man,
got a gun.
woman, and child has
and which is interesting because everybody's temperament is so short, and nobody really wants to it's not a lot of like talking and understanding. And when you have states with those laws that stand your ground, people feel like they can take matters into their own hands. And if everybody got a gun, they feel like they can react with that. Like, what we doing? So how we got guns on the street, but then you want to control, if somebody has a child or not? Like, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. It's confusing.
I want to do an entire show that just breaks down America because
good luck. That needs to be a series.
Several episodes.
Because we still trying to understand.
I know, me too.
We're trying to understand how these folks come in here and get the American dream, and we still trying to get into the neighborhood.
Exactly. I'm trying to understand how your family been an immigrant for 3 generations, and y'all at a mansion, and everybody has college funds, and I've been here 6, 7, 8, 9 generations, and
we ain't got
college fund wasn't. Hope Scholarship was it for me, baby.
Yeah,
that was it, wasn't it? That was it.
Yeah. So let me know. I'd love to be a panelist.
Yes, I would like to do
come on, I'll talk about it.
Let's do that. We're talking about collaborating. Let's do this for real. We can get some real historians in there. For real, because honestly, I would like to understand what's going on.
There's reasons behind it, but there's so many layers to it.
I know.
There's so many layers to it, and unfortunately, some of it is out of our hands.
Yeah.
Which is why being an entrepreneur does have its benefits, because you can control some of that.
I was saying that the other day. I was talking about the elections and everything. I was like, businesses contribute to elections way more than people. So if you have a business, you have enough money, you could change some laws.
Yeah.
And you can change some laws real directly with
paying,
that type of money.
We paying enough taxes.
You know what I'm saying? That's what. But I mean, even then, even with their like who they support and who they back for their funding, for their campaigns, for whatever, that comes from businesses. That's not no regular person.
It does.
That's all from, I don't know, Walmart or some affiliate or whatever backs so and so candidate, which is why they have the money they do.
And when it does become when it comes to being a business owner, well, when it comes to creativity, because there's everybody creative these days, which is interesting. I remember when I first started using that word, I never even heard it. But it was somewhere around 2011, 2012, and I was like, well, we creatives. I'm going to just start calling everybody creatives. And the thing about it is, because it's a lifestyle, it is a certain mindset. But everybody ain't mama these days is a creative. But how do you sustain your creativity? How do you monetize off of it? And I think we were talking earlier, it's like people just doing it, freestyling, right?
That's it.
But you have to be very strategic on how you're doing it. And you need to study your audience, what's working, what's not working. And when you figure out what's working, okay, keep doing that.
Okay.
And also, too, because everybody is talented, a lot of people become successful because of who they know.
Okay. So
actually building relationships, networking is almost just as important as creating content.
What?
Get your butt out the house.
I say this every episode. Oh my God.
And I say that trying to take my own advice. I have another event I have to go to tonight, and I'm only going because I have to be out.
You have to be there.
I was out.
You need to
That's
be
the only reason
outside.
why.
No.
But yes, you have to build relationships.
You need to be outside. I was going to say, I would not be where I am today if I didn't go to one event. Like, I was like,
Sometimes
one event changed
one
my
event.
life. One event changed my life. And that's how I ended up at this studio. And I went to another event, and that's how I met, like, some really, really close friends. I went to another event, and that's how I, like, became confident in myself, was just being around these people all the time. It's something about an event of like-mindedness where you're all going to dream about your next steps. You're all going to dream about, okay, I'm in this room to make a connection. Those are my favorite days because then you can say hi to anybody.
You can say hi to anybody. People know what you do. And the thing about it is, I sit here and I can make money based off of someone talking about me in a room I never stepped in. And it could be from somebody I met a long time ago. Like the people that you meet, it's like it creates a domino effect. You want to work smart and not hard.
Okay, so let's talk about this because first I want to talk about freestyling stage.
Okay.
You said that there's certain things that you have to do.
Okay.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
What are the certain things that you have to do when you're in the freestyling stage? And that's when you said you want a business, but that's it. That's as far as you got.
You need a plan.
Okay.
So first create a plan. What is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish?
The goal is to make $1 million. That's my goal.
Okay, that's your goal, is to make $1 million. Okay, so identify the areas that's going to help you get there.
Okay.
All right, bet. Once you've figured out the areas that's going to help you get there, how do you get started? What are the steps? Break those things down.
Okay.
What do I need to do as far as tangible things?
Okay.
And then the time that needs to be invested, because time is currency as well. So you have to also like think about the time, the money, and then the steps that I need to do to accomplish those things, and then create a plan for all those things. Sometimes you need to break it down. That way you can clearly see, you don't get confused and you don't get overwhelmed.
Okay.
Because you don't want to start and then stop, because every time you start and stop, you got to start right back to the beginning. It's somebody tomorrow coming into your space.
Exactly.
And it's somebody the next day coming in. And
Exactly.
so forth and so forth.
So
Everybody
if you're not
wants.
moving.
Yeah, if you're not moving, other people is coming in. And once you jump back in, dang, before you know, it's about 50 folks down in front of you. And now you got to jump back to fight to get back into that mode, into that space that you were in.
That you were
So,
already
you know, and
at.
that's like a metaphor, but
Yeah.
hopefully y'all get my gist. You got to just keep moving forward to really kind of make some ground. And then when it comes to after you create your plan, what are some people and some tools that you can use to help you get there and then sustain?
Okay.
So imagine you in the car, you got to take a trip. I like these road trip analogies. So imagine you got to get in the car and you got to do a 10-hour trip. Don't you think you'll get there quicker if it was a couple more people in the car and y'all was sharing the drive?
True.
Or do you want to take the drive by yourself?
But you
be
know,
tired, then you got to get there and perform. So think about that. If you just have some helpmates, people that you're collaborating with, you don't. The thing about it is, this pisses me off.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Everybody want to be the boss.
True.
But everybody can't be Oprah. Some people got to be Gail, and then somebody got to be Gail's assistant.
Period.
And then you need
somebody got to hold the camera.
Yeah. Let's keep this 100.
So let's be real.
And trust and believe. You'll see people talking about Oprah all the time, but Oprah is super successful. She don't hear them because they down there. She up here. But how she got there is being consistent. She built her network. She built her brand. Like, I don't know her, but I know some of the when it comes to the mindset,
I read
the
her
mannerism
what
that she needs to have.
I know for sure book.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah.
I honestly think that she's a very, very knowledgeable woman, very intelligent. But you also have to know how to utilize people. You got to be able to know how to utilize the space that you're in. You got to know how to make, go back to your Big Mama days when we didn't have a lot to cook with. And they used to make meals out of nothing.
Out of whatever was in there.
You have to really figure out how to make something out of nothing. And then push forward with that. So having a plan, making that plan very simple, very simplified. Because I want $1 million. That's a little bit complex. Simplify that plan. So, okay, how do I get to 100,000? How do I flip this and then make this? And how do I have some passive income? Because I need to make sure that this is making money over here while I'm over here.
While I'm moving.
Yeah, so you gotta let's be smart about this thing, create those plans, and then consistency, relationships, and then understanding where your audience is and your target and your people are. Those for me are like the key things that you need to have. Okay. And those are, and when it comes to your personality, your traits, these are some things that you need to have to sustain, because being an entrepreneur is super hard.
Okay, let's talk about it.
It's very hard. It can be very hard on your mental. And everybody's personal life is different.
Resilience is like the only thing that's going to get you through.
So, I don't know. We got to think about the things that our body needs, right?
Yeah.
So we need food. We need air. We need sleep. We need finances, of course, so that all those things can sustain itself. But think about our health physically, and in our health spiritually, our health mentally. If all those things aren't being fed in a healthy way, you will crash and burn. So what are you feeding your body? How are you exercising? Are you being active? Because we are temples. We have to really treat our bodies appropriately. So we're not robots.
Yeah.
So that means we have to exercise. We have to eat correctly. Now let's get to our mindset. Are you shutting it down? Are you resting enough? Did something hurt your feelings a while ago and now you're walking around angry?
And you're taking it out on people.
Yeah, you're taking it out on people, or it's clouding your judgment. Like let's
caught in your judgment. Yeah, that's so true.
Let's process these things.
Okay.
So if you're not actively pouring into yourself in all those areas, you will crash and burn, or you will make some mistakes. You will not be your best self, or you won't be here to live and enjoy the labors of the fruits of your labor. So making sure that you are taking care of yourself in all those areas, super, super important. So I do pray a lot. I do my nature walks, because going out and being in nature really helps me like center myself. And I spend time with myself. And I used to do this even with children. Now, I started my first business with my son in my lap. He was 9 months.
Oh, wow.
And then when he was about 4, I started taking him on the road with me, because he got tired of me being gone.
Yeah, I bet.
So
it's like, where's my mama?
He like, you going again? So I used to take him on the road. So I made it a family thing. Where there's a will, there's a way. So if you got children, if you have a spouse, if you have someone that you're taking care of, you may not be able to do as much as frequently as you want to, but you can do something.
True.
You probably do something once a month.
True.
Like, and it can get you further along the way. Maybe your children, once your children get old enough and they sleep at night, go on you to that nighttime mixer. You know, do what you can and try to find a really good, healthy balance. But there's a way. There's a way. There's a way. You can do a little bit or nothing. What you gonna do?
That's very true. I think a lot of times, like you said, we're thinking about the big picture and we're thinking we need it all done tomorrow. And we really need to be thinking about, what can I actually do today?
Yeah, what can you do today? Because today going to get you further, and then tomorrow you're going to focus on that day, and then it's going to get you further, and yada, yada, yada.
So is that how you write your books? Like, for your process, do you sit down and write the whole thing, or I'm about to say, we all have these like tools until it comes to us. And then my creative like span and how I get through things is a little weird. It's not, and it's definitely not consistent.
Every book was different. because I didn't actually lay out my book, and I didn't know how the book was going to go. So I was reading and enjoying the characters as I was writing it.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to love writing like that. And then as I got more deeper into my career, and I got older, my process changed, and so then I would have an idea of like where, like, this in the beginning, that in the middle, this is how it's going to end. Then I began to travel more, and I used to have like more speaking engagements, and I'm producing more. So then my writing was a little bit far and in between, and so then I built a writer's room. So when it comes to a lot of my projects, like recently I put out 5 wellness books, like workbooks for you to actively do the work.
Okay.
So I have one called I Forgive Me, Practicing Gratitude, Manifesting Your Best Life, Traces of You, and then Purposefully Single. All of these workbooks I had to work with a writer's room because I but I didn't want to be the only brain that I was utilizing to put this content out. So we would talk about the steps and the things that I took in these different areas, and we would create processes for them. So as I began to just grow into my space, I created different creative processes. And honestly, it's almost like when you're growing up, like when you get older, your old ways, you figure out a new way to do things.
Yeah, you just be
You're
a
supposed to be evolving, yeah. And so I just evolved as a person, and then my creativity kind of went with that. Okay. But to start off, like when I get ready to write my next novel, which I'm super excited about, when I really get the time to sit down, I'm gonna actually lay it out because I do so much other things, and I'm producing, and I have all these businesses and things I'm managing. I'm gonna want to focus on one chapter at a time and make sure I'm not missing nothing. Because when I did used to freestyle, I didn't have a lot that I was doing. I was just beginning. I was super excited, very passionate about writing. So you had
time to be free.
Yeah, and I had time to be free and create. Now I just have to be a little bit more hands-on with it, and I'm excited about that process because I've never done it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what's been the biggest transition, and I guess really what I want to ask is when did you find out that you've made a transition? Like I'm actually an author, or like I'm actually producing, I'm actually living this thing that I wanted to do. When was that moment for you where you were like, I made it?
Well, you know what? We didn't have a lot of social media platforms back then like that, other than like Facebook and MySpace. And I used to couldn't go a week without being recognized. Like that was like one of the weirdest thing to me. I'll be checking into the airport just recently too. I'm coming back from Iceland, giving the officer my pad, like people that got to check you back into the country. Hey, I know you.
What?
I have your books right now on Kindle. I'm like, that's what's up. But I used to when I would go to the grocery store or whatever, they'd be like, oh, I know your face. Yeah, so that's when I'm like, okay, I'm somebody out here. just a little bit, just a little something. But that's when I knew, as far as the other people. When people were recognizing me and things like that.
And saying they had your book and they had read your stuff.
Yeah. And so, but for me, when I
yourself,
internally, when I knew that I made it, when I was able to quit my job when I was 23, and I dropped out of college because I was now earning 6 figures.
Yeah, I would have dropped out too. What I'm doing here?
Yeah, so what's my point? So I dropped out of school, and I ain't been back. I haven't worked a job since.
Wow.
I literally have been able to control my days since I was 23. I'll be 38 in this summer. I'm excited. I'm excited about getting older.
You should be.
Yeah,
people don't make it.
Not
we
for
really, don't think about that. People don't make it.
Life can get hard, and growing up all the way up to about 33, God was dealing me cards that was ugly, and I was beefing with him.
I feel you. We
was beefing. I'm like, what we doing? You want me to be here?
And you gonna make me do this?
But you not giving me nothing? Oh, no.
For what?
Nah, we was beefing. So I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I'm like, man, fuck that. I ain't going to church. Fuck being a good girl. Whatever. This my get back, God.
I feel you. Yeah. Since you put me through all this.
Yeah, since you put me all through this, I'm about to go have me some fun. And I did.
And
I
then
had
what
a lot of fun. Well.
Right. He set you down.
He did. He set me down because my bank account was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to get back focused.
I need them free days. Free days.
Yeah. So I had to learn some things the hard way. Year 33 put me through
Oh, that's coming up for me. I'm 32 this year. Was next year.
You know,
So,
that was also
okay.
the age where they crucified.
I know.
You know, Jesus.
I know. I'm already preparing myself.
Prepare yourself
I'm
because
prepare
it's going to
myself
test
for this
you.
transition.
And it's a lot of people will talk about their 33rd year.
Okay.
Eventually I will talk about year 33, like what that really looks like, because it is going to test you. Like it is like and download this app called The Path. The Path be on it, y'all. The Path, but you know what? Y'all better give me some endorsements or something.
I'm about to say if she shouted out. We need sponsorships. What's up?
Find y'all birth certificates.
Okay.
Find the time that you were born so you can be very specific with your
got
path.
That down. Okay. And it's called The Path.
Yeah, you're gonna put that all into this app.
Okay.
Girl, this thing on point.
Okay.
For everybody.
Okay.
Everybody I was giving it to, it's on point. It really aligns you with your journey. And so you can even take it back in time to see if it was on point. It'd be on point. And then you can fast forward. Where you want me to be in 10 years? It will tell you all these. It's called The Path. Look it up, y'all.
I need that. It's like a little fortune telling thing.
Yeah, like a little fortune telling thing. And I've done enough conversations with mediums. I've had one with a medium. And I've had enough conversations with people that can see, to have the vision.
Girl, I'm scared of that. They come to me. So what happens to me is I'll be hanging out in a crowd and somebody will come to me and be like, "Hey, I can see what's going on with you. Let me talk to you for a second." I hate those moments because I'm like, "Fuck."
You should welcome those moments because it's almost like a cheat sheet.
It is. And they be speaking to my soul. Then people be looking at me and telling me my soul. I remember I walked in this crystal shop because I just wanted to walk in there. The lady stopped what she was doing. She put everything down. She walked to me and she said, "It's going to be okay." And she didn't know that she was speaking to like the secret thing that I didn't want to say out loud because I was in a terrible relationship and I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my mom, my sister, my best friend, nobody. I was just in my relationship by myself, super terrible. And she said, "It's going to be okay." And when she said that, I was like, "Oh, wow. Okay. Thanks for
those people are blessed.
Yeah.
If they use it for good, which is a great thing, because people are gifted.
Yeah. I don't like when people sell their gifts. That's when it starts. It's hard because I'm like, if you could see it like that, you would just see like that. Why do I have to pay you for that? But some people want
because they need to eat.
I feel you.
They need to eat. Man, if I could tell you a whole bunch of stuff and I can charge a good amount, not like try to milk folks, but there are people that would try to really milk you.
I mean, when was the Miss Cleo?
Yeah, girl, let's not talk about her. There's a whole documentary coming out on her.
I can't wait.
She wasn't even Jamaican.
I'm so ready for that documentary.
And then white folks that put her in the commercial, y'all knew what y'all was doing.
Y'all knew exactly what y'all was doing. Y'all knew when you hit cut, but you didn't know what happened.
And she walked off talking like us. Girl.
Call me now.
But yes, be like if you are bold enough, sit down and have a conversation.
Okay.
Like with someone that has the vision, someone that is talented.
Okay.
I know somebody I can refer you to.
Thank you. I will take the referral.
And if you have lost somebody that you miss, because we come from a lineage of kings and queens and royalty. Like when you think of the most richest people on this planet and the most smartest people on this planet, they all come from Nigeria.
True.
Let's talk about it.
Ooh.
And our heritage, a lot of those cultures in Africa, they pray to their ancestors. That is a part of their practice. And often we miss some of our ancestors. And all we got to do is talk to them because they actually be with us. And so I actually went to go, sit and have a little conversation.
Okay.
This medium lady, she was telling me stuff that nobody knew. Things that I kind of regretted. And, my mother, she came to have a little conversation with me. She was the one that told me to stop doing it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Like, Mom.
All right.
I didn't know you saw that, but okay.
Right. But I'm like, okay, I'm listening. But, I mean, if you're bold enough and if you are strong enough, to really go through it and listen, talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Every time it's something I don't want to do, it's always the thing I need to do, so
try it.
I'm gonna do it.
Take that risk. Yeah, that's another thing too. If that idea does not scare you, you're not thinking big enough, to be honest. You playing it safe. If you're not doing something that kind of shakes you up,
where it's like, can I really do that? I'm gonna try. Like,
try it.
That's what it be like. Yeah.
Try it, and I would say try it. And if it works, see. And if it don't, well, it didn't work. You tried it. At least you don't have to wonder.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's that one that's harder to have that.
Yeah, this you gotta wonder. You can
mentality.
keep it moving, and you can try something else. But I'm a trier. Like if for me it's not a no or I can, it's like a how. I try to figure out how can I make this work.
I got you.
How can I do it?
So, is that how you ended up finding that you were here? Was that you were like, I tried it, I made it, so I'm here now? Is that kind of what happened?
Well,
you were like, I'm trying some scary things, and then they worked out, and I'm trying.
And and then I got into this business young and naive and just full of life and things like that. I grew up as a PK kid too, so heavy in the church and all that. So as I began to navigate through life, I realized that people ain't shit. People will use you.
True.
They will have two faces. They will forget what you did for them, but they will. When you are on, you on, and when you not, it get quiet. So you have on this journey. You have to realize that it may get a little lonely. And honestly, it should. Because if you're super focused and you have these goals and things that you're setting, then you ain't got time to play. You don't have time to be around people that don't really have a lot of things and goals and stuff going on. Like your crowd and your situation should really shift and be different. So be comfortable with being by yourself. And if you're not comfortable with being by yourself, then you need to reevaluate that. Why? Yeah. I love me.
Let me tell you.
I'm fun. I be having me a good old time by myself.
It took me a while, but I'm there.
I'm glad.
I feel you.
And honestly too, when you find that you are really good and strong by yourself, sometimes a really good partner comes along. If that isn't the cards for you, because there's not enough people to go around, unfortunately. But if that's in the cards for you, and if
that's
it's
when
not,
they show up.
Yeah, and if it's not, date and have fun, because that's what I did. You know, it's not enough people to go around anyway, so have fun.
I'm about to say we have a whole conversation about who I was before all of this.
The thing about it is the reason why you are this person now is because you have to be her first.
Exactly.
You have to be her first.
Very true.
That's why you're this now. And imagine 7 years from now, you're gonna be somebody totally different too. You're learning lessons every day. You're becoming somebody new every day. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And if you are sitting there and you looking back and you processing your life and you in the same space that you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, what? I don't even know why you even listen to this podcast. You go ahead and watch some TV. Get ready for work in the morning.
Go do the same thing you gonna do.
Yeah,
don't get inspired.
Like, why are you doing this to yourself and you making yourself angry and sad and stuff? Clearly, you don't want nothing different.
Don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, you don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, I stopped talking to those people because they don't understand. Because when I be talking about, I'm going to do something, you doing something else? Yes.
Yeah, duh.
Yes.
I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff before I'm sitting down.
Right.
I tell people in my last trimester of life, because that's how I look at life, trimesters.
Okay.
In my last trimester, I'm going to rebrand myself to sing old Negro spirituals.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Do you know what? Okay, I've never thought about it in trimesters of life, but I've had my segments where I was like, when I'm retired and I'm like done, I want to make formal gowns. I want somebody to teach me how to make formal gowns. I just want to be that grandma who makes all the prom dresses for all their little grandkids and stuff. That's what I want to do.
And my stage name gonna be Mama Mika.
Mama Mika. All right.
And I'm gonna be up there singing and like I'm gonna sound like Ella Fitzgerald and all them like in the 30s and 40s and all that back then. But this gonna be like in 2050s to 2060. So they gonna really think I was a part of the slave time.
Oh my God.
Girl, I'm gonna cash out. I'm gonna cash out. I'm telling you, I'm about to get the money.
You need to get that hologram ready.
Girl, I'm getting the money. Getting the money, going into the grave.
Okay, so I know you have to go.
Yes.
But I wanted to make sure that everybody knew, like, where to find your podcast, where to find your books, where to find these shows you produce. We didn't even get to talk about all that. We're gonna have to have a part 2 or something. We only get to talk about the writing part of you. We didn't even get to talk about the producing part of you. So let's tell them where to find you, and we'll catch up again.
Well, clearly, if you are a dreamer, and I hope that you are, meaning that you are never not dreaming, and you want to connect with other like-minded people, come to my book festival. It's called Black Writers Weekend. And it's not just books. It's more of a creative thing. So it is writing, it's filmmaking, it's podcasting, it's visual artists, it's actors, it's singers. And so it involves book signings, film screenings. We have Pitch Fest. So I have people that are agents and publishers and filmmakers that come and listen to these pitches, and they'll tell you if they like it or not. Somebody got a book deal just last year coming to Black Writers Weekend is what it's called. You can't forget it, Black
Writers Weekend.
And so BlackWritersWeekend.com, and it's Black Writers Weekend on social media. And it's a 4-day festival, and it's every August.
You know that's how I found you, right?
Oh, Black Writers Weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was at a COA workshops with Gary Jordan, and we were talking, and he was like, there's this weekend with writers. You should look at it.
Okay.
He sent me this page, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is amazing. What did you create here? And then I was like, okay, let me see who owns it. I was like, and I just scrolled.
Yeah.
And then I got really into it.
But I sometimes like to be incognito because I like to walk into the room.
And I saw that. And then when I went to your page, I saw that you're incognito on a lot of your other pages too. You're like
because this is not the Tamika show.
But it kind of is, because when I was reading it, I was like, oh, Tamika does her shit. Like, she be everywhere. I was reading it.
When you know, you know. Like, but I'll walk into the room, right? This one lady, she was rude. She was talking rude to me, and I was like, okay, for real. I walked away. I had security at the, because sometimes black folks don't know how to act. I feel
you. You always need security.
Her right there, yeah, she can go. Sometimes I don't want them to know who I am.
I feel you.
Because I want to know how you gonna act in the house that I'm letting you come in here. You gonna want to act the food? No, ma'am. We're not doing that.
I hate that.
So we're gonna come. It's almost like a family reunion. Come and be nice, y'all, because I'm gonna call you out. Anybody got time for that?
She said she got security. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Girl, I could tell you some stories now. That's a whole other conversation. But yes, we got security at a book festival, y'all. It's that deep. But yes. But and so then also we have the AANBC Literary Awards. And so it's like our NAACP Image Awards. It's formal attire. You come, you dressed up. We honor our literary legends, and we have a ball. There's live performances, there's presentations. Like, it's dope. So 4 weekends, Black Writers Weekend. Go to the website, get your tickets. Tickets on sale now. Mm-hmm. Then I have a memoir podcast called Traces of Mika. Mm-hmm. And basically I heal out loud. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about all the ugly things I have lived through. Also the ugly things I'm currently in. Mm. And I just talk about it openly in conversations like this. Sometimes I bring in friends. I bring in people I used to do it to. Yeah. I bring in my children. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all come on.
I only saw the last episode. I didn't get that far into it. I'm gonna look into it. Okay, I got you. I'm in for a treat.
Yeah, I have these vulnerable conversations with my mother. Like, I have this open letter with my mother because I was angry with her with, giving up so easy. I feel like she could be here long enough. I mean, she wasn't here long enough. So, and I bring in my children. I bring in my best friend. I just bring in a lot of people. And so I'm looking to bring in my sister in the coming seasons coming up, because I want to talk about like the sibling. Sometimes you're not so close with your siblings. And I recently did a documentary version, so it's a visual memoir. Wow. And if you go to Traces of Mika, that's Mika, you'll be able to listen to the podcast. You can watch the trailers to the documentary. It's about to release, y'all. And then I'm going on tour with this called Traces of You podcast tour. And it's a self-love awareness workshop that I'm traveling with. And so that's my personal work. And so everything is my name, Tamika Newhouse, on social media. And I know y'all may be like, well, why are you calling yourself Tamika Jameson? Because that's my real name.
Okay.
But people find me by Newhouse.
Okay.
But that's that man name that I used to be married to.
I feel you. And that's just what you came up on.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn, I got to keep that name.
I know I don't have something transitioning.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be like Tina. I don't want his name.
I feel you.
My children were young, but now my children are of age. So and they're going to go discover their own lives now. So I have no need,
you don't need that name
to carry their name.
I feel you.
Because now that's that man name.
And they can carry their own name.
Yeah, they can do it. Yeah, they can. Yeah. So now I'm Jameson. I've always been Jameson. So yeah, I'm just giving that man name. And so, yeah, you can find me at TamikaNewhouse.com, TracesOfMika.com. Yeah, so all that good stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, that's amazing. I just want to give you your flowers. You are really just a staple in our community, and I hope you get flowers very often. I know you said you get recognized, but I want to do it again for you. I appreciate you. No,
I'm like, who?
I know, I really do. I appreciate you for coming because, sometimes you think my show's not big enough to ask for questions.
Thank you for keep asking, because I'm in a very weird, busy season, and I like to respect people's time. So thank you for giving me a third yes.
I never do that either, but I was like, for you, but the way you did it, your no's weren't rude. They were very much, they were like, I'm busy, but I remembered that I said I would do something with you.
Yeah,
so I would like
yeah.
to reschedule.
Yeah.
I don't like a no that comes with who I was
Yeah.
supposed, like those type of, I won't
Yeah.
re-invite.
Yeah.
But the way you did it was very much like, I just can't do this one.
Yeah.
And so I think on those, I'm okay. And especially that it wasn't the day of when you said no, I'm cool. Like, but also I knew your schedule because I was reading up on you so I could have the right questions. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, she might be busy. That's okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying.
It's
I'm
okay.
trying.
It's all right. You made it. You made it. And I'm
bring
so
in
happy.
an assistant too. I'm like, it's a lot.
It's okay. I'm glad you're giving yourself space with an assistant because now you get to back up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know, it's like you gotta. It's a process to let go of some things. So I'm working on it.
You
But
deserve
yeah,
it.
Thank you. So I'm gonna see you at Black Writers Weekend.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I'm coming. I'm bringing all the busties.
All right, come on, y'all.
Let's go.
Because y'all gonna get it's podcasters there. It's gonna be content creators there, filmmakers there.
Oh.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about my space, I'm very intentional with it, and I like to bring in people that have connections, that have resources. Because you don't want to travel and just be talking to other people that's doing what you're doing.
That's
a waste of time.
You're trying to move
You
at least
tryna-
somewhere, just a little bit up.
And you'll be surprised how people get on a plane to go talk to somebody they talk to on Facebook. I'm like, so what's this, a Facebook meetup?
I'm not doing that. You can call me.
Yeah.
FaceTime me.
I'm not doing that. That don't make no sense. So I make sure it's people in the room that it makes sense.
Actually makes sense. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Give me that sound bite too, though, because I want to let everybody know.
I got you. I got you.
Black Writers Weekend is where you need to be.
Okay. We're going to clip that and we're going to get it here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. I am rooting for you.
Thank you.
Having these conversations are needed, and being consistent is very, very, very needed. Like, that's the key to this. So please stay consistent.
Okay.
You never know. It just take one good listener
Okay.
to be like, put her here. It just take one time.
Okay.
Like they say, sometimes your success can happen overnight, and sometimes it took 30 years for that one overnight. Just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't know, just know that this is all you're gonna be getting. That's it.
This is it.
And if you don't like
you
that,
know,
then
that's
keep
what
going.
keeps me up at night. Is that if I quit, this is all I get. I'm like, and that's just not enough for me.
That's the truth,
I don't
though.
work too damn hard to get here to not get my whole thing. I want the whole cake. I want
Fight
the whole
for you.
cake.
Fight for you.
I want to swim in my cake.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go.
Yeah, and I want to swim in. I want to eat it, and I want to share some too.
I guess
After I'm full.
exactly.
I'm
I
full
want
of
enough
them,
cake
you
to
know.
fully enjoy this cake.
So yeah, keep going. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. See you guys later. Thanks for
Bye,
watching.
y'all.
Bye.
I'm so country.
Girl,
Bye,
I love
y'all.
it. I love it.